Yeah.
So you feel strong. What is the treatment here?
Extremely correct.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the regime is not prepared for people like me.
Yeah.
There are good people there. There are good people there. I'm very, very thank to the people here. It's extremely correct and professional. There's no any complaint or no any.
No. They are very friendly also for us.
Yeah.
It was very correctly what they did. We thought there is a hint, but it's not. So we spoke with your advocate,
Yes.
Mr. Schomburg, yes.
Volkan.
And I think it's not so easy for them to put you out to Spain. It's not. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know what is the legal system in Germany.
Yes.
And the constitutional too. I believe in the values of European democracy. You know, freedom of expression. Of course, we are not criminals. We are elected people in order to grant to our society exercise one fundamental right recognized by the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the United Nations. So the right of self-determination. We are not criminals. We win the elections twice. And but I don't know what's the legal German system. I'm not an expert. I must be respected.
If it's 100% legal, they could not put you out. So
the press is standing. You can go to internet. And
No,
Twitter and
it's a fake news.
Yeah.
I have not phone. I have not computer. Well, as the rest of the others, other people.
do you think if you have a political configuration of Rajoy, is it correct to say in a certain formal way he is a follower of the fashioned Franco regime, or is it too hard?
Well, in fact, it's a fact. The Popular Party in Spain was founded, among others, by a former minister of Franco.
Yeah.
That it's was for several years the president of honor of that party. And of course, there are a lot of bodies missing. The Republican soldiers missing in the roads of Spain. And also the grave of Franco. It's open. It's publicly open. And is in a monument. You can go there without any problem to pay homage to General Franco. If you look the laws in Spain, of course there are laws, democratic laws. There is no doubt about it. But the application of this law, the interpretation of the laws, are not in the right way.
In the right hands.
Yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. I'm very, very worried about the situation of rights, fundamental rights in Spain, such as freedom of expression. If you look, singers condemned 3 years in jail for his letters against, for example, the monarchy. That is not acceptable.
No. And also some people were tortured, weren't they? In prison. They were tortured in prison.
Yes.
Torture.
Well, there was torture, of course. Also, in our Catalan activists in,
Yes.
in 1992.
Yes.
After that, Spain was condemned
Yes.
by European Court of Human Rights in order to investigate tortures against Catalan independentists arrested during the Olympic Games. It's a fact. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. And 1 month ago, the same court has condemned Spain for violating fundamental right, right to expressions, against two young Catalan people, two young independence people, was burned a portrait of the King of Spain. The Spanish justice condemned it today, but the European justice condemned Spain for violating fundamental rights. So our case is not a criminal case. It's a political case, clearly.
And you're a political prisoner.
Of course I'm
Of course, yeah.
I was elected
Yes.
by the people. I acted following the program approved by my parliament.
Yes.
A parliament issued by elections. So I acting in favor of my parliament. I do my job
Yes.
as a
Yes.
elected president.
Of course.
That is not a crime, not in Spain too. In the penal code, the crime of rebellion demands the use of violence. And we are always strong militants in the non-violent way. That is clear. So there is no rebellion crime against us. There is no sedition. There is no other crime. And if you look the reform of penal code in Spain in 26, they withdraw the crime of holding a referendum for the self-determination. There is not a crime till 26.
And the money by the referendum was by
there is no-
by free spends, by
There is no public
collect, no public money,
In fact, the Spanish minister of
because they try to put that into the
Yeah,
case. Yes,
they
of course.
try to accuse us to use violence, etc. But the minister, the Spanish minister of economics, the budget, Spanish minister, has recognized it publicly. There was no evidence that no one single public euro
Was spent
spent
in. And what is the name of that minister?
Montoro.
Montoro. So he said it.
Montoro. Publicly.
Okay,
You
that's
can
good.
find that in
Publicly.
the
It's
media.
good. It's good. It's good. It's wonderful. What is your difference to us Marxists? Say, tell it freely, frank and freely.
Differences
Yes.
with us.
Yes, I'm Marxist.
Yes, I'm not.
Yeah, I want to know the reason, because such a sympathetic face and such a sympathetic person
Well,
should be a Marxist.
probably, why not? I always was a progressist person. It doesn't matter if that means the right, the left or the right. I'm a progressist. I'm against violence always in my life. Always I was an activist against violence. Always against racism and xenophobia. That is my basis, my fundamental beliefs is against racism and fascism, against violence, against any kind of discrimination.
Dolores Ibarruri.
Sorry?
Dolores
Dolores
Ibarruri.
Ibarruri,
Yeah,
La Pasionaria.
What do you think about her?
Well, Dolores Ibarruri was a symbol of a fight against fascism, like Santiago Carrillo. I met Santiago Carrillo in his house in Madrid once in order to have an interview. My respect for the Communist Party during this period after the Franco's death, because they tried to go ahead far.
Progressive democracy.
Yeah. I'm not communist. I could say.
I'm not also.
Salvador Dali, the Salvador Dali conferences about Picasso once in Madrid. They say Picasso was genius. Me too. Picasso was very interesting. Me too. Picasso was a communist. I'm not. So, well, my respect for that kind of historical persons like La Pasionaria or Santiago Carrillo, or others, several Catalan leaders who were forced to go in exile.
Many sacrifices
Prisons.
against fascism.
Yeah. Always the Catalanism in general, it doesn't matter if it's in the right or in the left, but Catalanism in general was always against fascism.
But right is not fascist.
Exactly,
in your opinion. Yeah.
Exactly. Right, as a democratic right. Fascism, of course not. I'm liberal, democrat liberal. So, but if you look the history of our political movement in Catalonia, you can see one constant, permanently. We are always against fascism, against totalitarianism. Our fight was against Franco, against Hitler, and against Mussolini. And the majority of Catalan political leaders, after the Spanish Civil War, were forced to go to exile, as my predecessor, the former Catalan president, Lluís Companys, was forced to go in exile and was arrested by German police following orders by the Spanish state. And that president, Lluís Companys, was returned
To Spain.
and was executed by
Yes, it's Luis
Lluís
Colonias.
Companys.
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 So-
of course, if the German justice say, okay, you can go out from the prison, but you must remain, and you remain, of course. I will not escape. I'm not defending for myself
Yes.
only. I represent a very old institution. I am the 130th president of the history of Catalonia. So I need to act in order that responsibility. So if a system, German judicial system says, okay, you must wait till the trial, for example, and you remain here, of course. There are a lot of extremely high solidarity,
Yes.
among the Catalan people. I'm very proud about the reaction of Catalan people peacefully, very, very democratically.
So I give you the greetings of the president of our fraction. This is a wife, very famous in Europe and in Germany, Sarah Wagenknecht, and Dietmar Bartsch. The warmest greetings to you.
Thank you very much.
Because we are very angry about what happened through your voyage. It was tolerated in the Scandinavic, but also the German made like this in their own bureaucratic and way.
My goal was to return to Belgium because I want to.
Of course.
My desire was to go to the Belgian justice.
Yes.
where
To
my
force
case
them
was-
to say yes or no.
Yes, but well, I must to respect the decision of the German authorities. I'm a foreigner here. I received a lot of solidarity from German people.
I know.
That is very important for me.
Everywhere I go to you, everybody. There was not one person who agrees to being imprisoned here. Not one person. In my village, in the private atmosphere, artists, nobody, not one person. And you know that the majority in Germany, they had I think 52% think you must be free, and 30% think you must be put to Spain, and the rest, I think, will be convinced within the next days.
I'm radical from the democratic point of view.
Radical to be Democrat is many.
In the fight against fascism, both we are in the same field against fascism.
So what can we do for you?
I try to follow the same path as I followed always. The path of the fundamental rights, from the human rights. All that we have tried to make and to do is in the framework of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the Covenant, International Covenant, and of course the European Charter of Fundamental Rights. That is our framework. And I'm not a criminal for demanding to exercise Article 1 of the Covenant, International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. It's the right of self-determination. how is possible in the same European Union, the same space, political space, that right is protected and is allowed in Scotland, and it's a crime in Spain? How is it possible? How European Union can explain that? How?
What means rebellion?
Rebellion,
If you make a song against a minister who does a war, who is engaged in a war, is this rebellion? I hope it's a song of rebellion. And what François Villon did, and what Georges Brassens did, and all that songwriters was rebellion.
It's not nor in the Spanish penal code. There are a lot of Spanish experts, not pro-independent experts, saying there is no rebellion case here. It's in abuse clearly. Because rebellion needs to use the violence, guns, weapons, and we always are acting and claiming for a non-violent way. It's a Catalan way of non-violence. It's a commitment deeply rooted in the Catalan soul. You know, the international anthem for peace, the Song of Birds, is a very old Catalan song. It's a very old Catalan song. That is a Catalan song. So we are that people. That people. We are not a violent people. We are a result of happy mixed. We want to decide our own future. Is that a crime? And we use it ballot boxes. Is that a crime? So, and we were elected by the people. So what's the problem with the Spanish authorities? Why they don't start politics in order to solve a political problem?
Yeah, today is Easter. You can speak with your family or visit your family?
No.
They won't come?
Absolutely.
No, probably my wife will come in Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know.
All the time, people expected that the king will try to make something like a compromise.
Well, me too was expecting that. But
Yes.
on the 3rd of October, the king
No hope.
make a very, very big mistake. Has done a very big mistake. And they in fact he has renounced to Catalonia. If you look the latest polls, you can official polls, you can see that the 60% of Catalan people, I repeat, 60% of Catalan people quote this with a zero the role of monarchy in Catalonia. Zero. 60% of Catalan people quote this with a zero the role of king. That means the king has lost Catalonia.
Yes, has lost.
For me, I'm not happy to say this, because I was hoping for a
Mediator.
Mediator, or well, that is the role that the Spanish Constitution allows to do for the king of Spain.
Yes.
That is it, and he failed. So I think it was a very wrong mistake, and the king now becomes part of the problem, not the solution, and it's a very serious mistake.
You see, then we leave, it's only the last question, but I always think I'm not a friend of complete getting rid of a state, because we have too many failed states in the world. Of course, Catalonia is a rich state and could be a rich state, but it's always a problem of Italy since 200 or 300 years between the north and the south. So the Lega used it, misused it, and there's always the problem of the Kurdish people. So I thought it would be a good thing to have a relative autonomy for Catalonia, relative autonomy for the Kurdish people. I think it could be better in Yugoslavia in the past to have not to divide that state like they did it.
One thing first, who brings to one people the right to become independent or not? Who? I think Catalonia has the same right to become independent that the other peoples. But secondly, we tried this way before. We tried to have more autonomy. And we approved in 26 in Catalan Parliament a new Statute of Autonomy. Then that law was approved by the Spanish Parliament, and then that law was approved by a referendum. But finally, that law was not respected by the Spanish Constitutional Court.
They want all.
It was cut.
Rajoy want 100%.
So
No compromise.
no, and they suspend a lot of several articles and could the result of that effort do that in Catalan and Spanish parliaments and approved by the Catalan people in the referendum. That was not enough in our proposal, our agreement with the Spanish authorities was not respected. So our law now, we are the only autonomous community in Spain that the fundamental law is not approved by the Catalan people. It's not approved. The fundamental law in Catalonia is the Statute of Autonomy.
Yes.
It's a regional constitution.
Yes.
We modified it.
Yes.
We approved following the path that the Spanish constitution demands.
Yes.
First, approved by the Catalan parliament,
Yes.
then approved by the Spanish parliament, and
Yes.
then finally approved by the referendum.
Yes.
But after that,
Yes.
because demands from Populous Party,
Yes.
the Spanish Constitutional Court decide to suspend or to cut
Yes.
the majority of the demands.
Yes.
And the result is that the current law
Yes.
that we must follow,
Yes.
that law has not passed the proof
Yes.
of a referendum. That law issued by the Spanish Constitutional Court
Yes.
was not approved by referendum.
Yes.
And we are the only Spanish autonomous community with a law, with a fundamental law, not approved by the people. Contrary to that the Spanish Constitution are saying.
Yes.
So that is the fundamental problem.
It's
We
by the
decide-
courtesy.
the-
It's for this responsible was the
is
courtesy.
the Spanish Constitutional Court.
Constitutional court. Verfassungsgericht, yeah.
12 people
Yes.
was more power than two parliament and a referendum.
Yes.
And that is not allowed in the Spanish Constitution. The Spanish Constitution say once one fundamental law is modified, that law must be approved by a referendum, and after that, it's approved. Say nothing about after the referendum a judge could suspend that law. It's incredible. It's acting as a third chamber, a third parliament. So that was the beginning of the problem. We tried to have more autonomy, as you said,
Yes.
and it was not possible.
Das Verfassungsgericht hat das Referendum und die Entscheidung kassiert.
By whom this constitutional courtesy is formed?
12 people.
12, these 12 people.
Elected by the Spanish parliament.
By the majority?
The majority of the
Okay.
Spanish parliament. Yes, they politicized it,
Okay.
of course.
This-
Several members were former members of the Populous Party. They broken the agreement, the constitutional agreement from 1978. At that point, in 2012, the year of this sentence, they broken the constitutional agreement. Enormous change.
Of course. I understand. And last question. If the worst case would happen, we all want to fight against, are you worrying of being in a Spanish prison?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yes, of course. That is real.
Because they are
Conditions are not
not
not correct.
humanistic, not correct.
And there is no separation of powers in Spain. If you look the last Eurobarometer from for 2017, the last, you can see one thing about the Spanish judiciary system. From 28 states, European states, Spain, the independence of the Spanish system is 26. 26. That not show example of independent system justice. And if you read the report from Greco team from the European Council last January, you will see that
January or this January?
Time, is the second time. The second time when that team, Greco, are saying with Spain, no one of 11 recommendations was done. No one. It's the second time when the Greco awards the Spanish authorities, you have not do nothing in order to improve, to guarantee your independent judiciary system. So that is very serious.
Yes, of course.
If I was sent to Spain, of course, that could be another mistake. Thank you very much.